Chiefs. We're excited to see how he and his new team Magnifico do going up against the hotness of Rocket League Dignitas.
I agree, and I think Johnny Boy and Gibbs are right to maybe give a bit of an early edge. Johnny Boy and Leaf, to Magnifico. I think they do come out swinging. They're definitely warmed up. There's definitely a real credence that needs to be given to not being tested in the early rounds from Dignitas, but I think I stand with Gibbs. I think you got to pick Dignitas overall. I think they make the adjustments as it goes on.
Atomic, Dementia, and Greasy Meister representing Magnifico in the blue here up against Dignitas in the orange, a best of 5 to improve your record here on our second day of Swiss and try to qualify for that second weekend. Dementia with control. Yukio dribbling. Here's Atomic trying to take a shot blocked by Jorius. Here's Greasy to drop it down, and Violent Panda gets it away. Jorius now with the extension, the long shot down the field, easily handled by Dementia.
And I am curious to see Dignitas, now that they don't have Astral, a large component of playmaking capability, and how Jorius and Yukio trying to just fix that, as I expect Violent Panda to fill the role he's always played, just wherever you need me, whenever, and potential put-away guy. So I'm very much looking forward to the potential unleashing of Yukio and seeing how Jorius facilitates the offense here.
Jorius to the corner, Greasy Meister. Pick it up here on the counterattack. Jorius with a soft, slow touch, just to loft it in the midfield, and Violent Panda to follow it up now. Down the middle of the field, Atomic out to Greasy, back around, intercepted by Jorius. Here's Yukio. No solid control. Violent Panda over one, now onto the backboard, dropping straight down. No one there to take the shot, though. The ball bounces in the box. Jorius tries to push it back down once more. Dimension puts it to the corner, and Atomic will have to hit the brakes, turn around. This little 180 turn to try and regain ball control. Ball's back across midfield. No team with real meaningful scoring opportunities just yet.
And that bodes very well for Dignitas with no meaningful scoring opportunities. People thinking, and myself included, that Magnifico might be able to come out here and really put some damage onto that Dignitas defense. But overall, Dignitas has been pretty consistent here in the midfield defense and not letting anything really get through for free. So I think the fact that Dignitas might not have had the strongest opposition early on hasn't hurt them too much, but this one slips through. Even with the defender on the near post getting up for that one, it's still Atomic able to drive that one home.
Yeah, they roll this pass across the crossbar, drops just down enough for Atomic. He gets that first goal of the series. Magnifico going to take an early lead here. Won by early. It's actually been a slow game. We're nearly here at halftime.
And Atomic looking to continue. Jorius, nice job getting up there to clear that one away. One more time into the middle, but Greasy too far. And Dignitas will have a little bit of time to get reset here.
2:22 on the clock. Violent Panda to Jorius. Mention on the interception. Greasy Meister to follow and extend the play. Yukio bounces it off the ceiling. Here's Dementia. High in the air. Some chaos in the goal line. Greasy trying to cause traffic, but Violent Panda will have none of it. Back out to midfield. Runs into the third man defense. Yukio, though, able to pick it up on the bounce. And now over one, over two, into the box once more, looking to just push it in himself, but not quite able to get a bumper onto it. Greasy Meister will clear it back away.
Didn't have any boost in that tank, and unfortunately for Dignitas, a lot of their drives really are just stalling out at that midfield line. I think they have a good...
That's not the touch Jorius wanted, but, it was going in anyways.
Yeah, it was going in anyways. I was about to say, I think they have a good approach. However, Jorius, he actually got caught out there from Atomic. I mean, he saw Atomic's car on his screen fading left to right. He didn't think Atomic was going to be able to get all the way back around that one to drill that towards the net. He shaded out towards the sidewall, and Atomic made a good adjustment there to put that one by him.
Easy in the corner. Atomic out to Dementia. Ball stays at midfield. 2-0 lead for Magnifico here. The unlikely favorites of the Des, given the success we've seen from Dignitas in the past year. Atomic lofting it high. Dementia and Greasy double commit on this play, but they get all of it, all the way onto the backboard, and Yukio will have to play some defense. Connects with Jorius on the top corner. He'll look for the plays out to midfield. Demolition onto Dementia. Leaves some space for Atomic. Here comes Greasy out of the backfield. To Atomic onto the backboard. Actually, this shot on target, and Violent Panda will try to pass it out to Jorius, but Dementia now up on the clear. Greasy Meister trying to connect with Atomic. We'll see Dignitas now.
just in general, Dignitas getting a lot of touches just light and straight up. They're really not putting the ball anywhere in any dangerous position for Magnifico, and that's given Magnifico a lot of time to get the second and third man stable in rotation and ready to react to whatever happens next. And it's buying extra time for maybe that first person to come through. So really looking for Dignitas to get a lot stronger touches on the ball, like Jorius right there. I mean, sure, it's a bit of an awkward play, but it's still just a weak touch, and Magnifico's just jumping all over it.
Violent Panda now back towards Yukio. Dementia will pick this up, and with 9 seconds left, a 2-goal lead. Going to be more than enough to finish it off. We'll see Atomic just keep it in the air until the ball hits 0, and that will seal the deal. Magnifico, strong plays at the start, excellent passing in the midfield, and generally keeping the ball out of their back third here. Keys to victory as they take game 1.
Yeah, so it ended up going the way that everyone thought it would be. Maybe Magnifico coming out here swinging, but I really don't think it was a product of, you know, Dignitas being slow or really just not warmed up. I think they just weren't making very good touches, and Magnifico were just absolutely ready. Atomic and Dementia doing a great job. Greasy didn't even really have to do anything. He kind of just sat around and it was like, I guess I'll be wherever. He took a couple of pot shots at the net, but really Atomic got that big boomer from his own sidewall. And the second one came through as well from Dementia's 2 great setups. So I think if Dignitas starts really getting a little more force behind the ball, because they just made so many weak touches here in game 1, I think that just ultimately led to too much pressure being built up.
Well, Dignitas held to only 2 shots in this game versus the 10 of Magnifico. Magnifico definitely doing a lot of work in the midfield to keep the scoring opportunities away from Dignitas there. But Jorius here, the newest addition to the roster, up on top of the board, putting up 4 of their 8 saves they had to get just to keep that score margin down at 2. So we'll see how Dignitas improves as the series moves on here. If there's anything that has been a staple of who Violent Panda is as a player, it's the ability to adjust mid-series and change how you're approaching a team. So we'll move into game number 2.
Great opportunity.
Urban Central. Oh, and he gets it through him on the dunk. That's the first goal for Dignitas.
And you stay and see what they do, make the adjustment. Well, Violent Panda gets a kickoff to skip right over the player following up, and Jorius with a little fake forces Greasy Meister to show his hand, gets on the outside of the ball, and really just forces that one in there. Really nice job.
4 seconds into the game, they've already got their first goal. Didn't score at all in game number 1. This begins the run for Dignitas. Dementia back down into the midfield. Greasy Meister to the corner here, looking for one more, and Atomic to try and finish it off. Jorius gets it past both of them. Now Dementia in to put it upper 90, blocked again. Yukio gets the save.
Space for Dignitas as well.
Oh, here's Jorius onto the backboard. This one high, it's going to need some help, but all the rest of his team flipping away, back on the defense, rotating out. That'll give Magnifico some time on offense. Jorius now high in the field, got Yukio in the middle. He's a little bit behind his teammate, though, so he'll stall the play. Greasy now off the side wall from midfield, puts it onto the backboard. Atomic over the top of Violent Panda. Nice cover up from Jorius. Atomic into the midfield. Jorius takes a shot. Greasy's got the save, and Atomic has the clear transitional play. Greasy trying to fly down, see if he can finish this one off before the rest of the Dignitas defense gets into position, but not quite there. Dementia now to set it up to Atomic, back down into the midfield. Yukio up against Greasy. He's got Violent Panda in support. They send the shot onto the backboard. It's not on target. Jorius' shot, though, is. Dementia gets in the way. The counterattack thwarted by Magnifico.
2 great pushes up the field from Dignitas, but now it's Magnifico back the other way. The pop off the wall, and Jorius able to get up there and kick it out into the corner. 2 transitions back to back, and tough stands made on defense from both sides.
Atomic will just play it straight downtown. Jorius will have the clear. That's onto the sidewall. Atomic following this one, tracking with it, now having to fall back as Yukio beat him to the ball. Greasy Meister onto the backboard. Atomic takes to the air, off the backboard once more, drops down. Greasy tries to push it in. He had such a narrow window of time to get in the air to possibly make that shot happen, and just barely misses it. As we approach halftime, Dignitas still holding on to that 1-goal lead, keeping Magnifico at 0.
Yeah, it was a beautiful setup, but Greasy too close and going too fast. Didn't have enough space to really make the adjustment and get that one inside the crossbar. Not really any fault of his own. He might have another chance here. We'll leave it for Dementia. Blasted back post and off the crossbar.
Atomic now over the top of one. Is anyone of his team here in support? Violent Panda misses in the corner, misses twice, and now Greasy Meister try to take this one down. Lofted in the corner. Demensa back in front of the box. Joreus and then Atomic. Demensa, nice pop to loft it in front of the goal, but the rest of his team rotating around. No one ready to take advantage of it. Violent Panda now down the field, trying to extend their lead. 2:12 left to go. Atomic will get it past Joreus in the corner before being demolished. Now back the other way. Demensa, the long clear off the backboard. Violent Panda will stop it in the midfield, but Demensa comes up underneath him. Now Atomic trying to loft it. Yukio, what a read. Back to midfield. Joreus now in the net. Greasy Meister and company starting to play this kind of tennis style of blocking into midfield and pushing it into enemy territory over and over again with these long touches. They were really gaining a lot of position there. Finally, the clears come through from Dignitas into no man's land. And we'll see everybody have to rotate back to their own half.
And they're gaining a lot of that possession off the back of a lot of physicality. You're seeing those long touches, and the person who goes for that is chasing after them and then just decides to go for the demo. And they end up getting 1 or 2 bumps, a couple of demos. Greasy's been especially responsible for a lot of those here in this game. You're absolutely right. Certainly contributing to Magnifico's ability to keep pressure on Dignitas. Skips off the wall, and an easy float saved by Yukio.
Demensa now onto the wall alongside Atomic. Very closely positioned on top of each other, leaving Greasy Meister alone in his corner, but a demolition on the Violent Panda will relieve pressure for a moment. Now the lofted touch from Violent up to Yukio towards the goal, blocked by Demensa and Greasy, but is it enough? It is. Violent Panda respects the position. Demensa is able to find the clear now, looking for the attack down the field. 52 seconds left. There's one almost on target. Lofted up again. Is the third. Here he comes. Demensa to tie the game. Couldn't quite get it in. Atomic back into the box. Demensa once more. What a touch. Yukio will keep it away. Bumped into his goal. Greasy will try to keep the pressure on, but the rest of his team in the enemy net having to fall back. It's going to be a little bit before the shot comes here. Demensa to Greasy. Oh my goodness. So close. And now one more touch. Oh, but he misses on the wall. Atomic will try to keep this one in enemy territory, but you know they're getting low on boost and the chaos is starting to increase. Keeping track of where each other is so difficult, and now having to play defense with 19 seconds left. Violent Panda in the corner, double commit in that one. Greasy Meister up, down the field. Atomic's there, but Joreus is already in the way. Over to Violent Panda. That one was wide. Yukio there, 7 seconds left. Can Magnifico find a goal? Lofted down the field. Atomic's up. Joreus gets in the way again, though. And Greasy and Demensa double commit. That should end the game. Dignitas tie it up here, 1-0.
A tight one and a tough loss for Magnifico. I really felt like they probably deserved to win that game. I mean, Dignitas, especially at the end, I'm surprised we didn't see an equalizer come through. So many great touches from Magnifico overall, just keeping the pressure going, giving themselves one more extra chance at it. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, their most probable shot to go in ended up going off the wall, and that allowed Yukio just that split second to get up there and kick that ball off the crossbar. And then, despite how great the next couple of touches were, they weren't quite good enough to get through Dignitas. So good job hanging tough and keeping those couple of great chances out of the goal. So Dignitas, I think you got away with one.
Yeah, the sequence we see in the replay, there's just repeated defensive stops. And honestly, though, the touches for Magnifico, as they were all juicy, but they weren't like, this is when you're going to score. It was like, all that. This is the classic, you got another one for me? Like, I just need one more touch from you. Like, that one you made was good. It improved the situation, but I still can't actually shoot. One more touch, maybe? Oh, wait, no, now Yukio's got it. Now it's away. And yeah, Dignitas there, the defense absolutely stands up. They improved to 7 shots in this game, so they get a little bit more offensive pressure going. And that early goal set the tone for the whole match. 14 shots we saw out of Magnifico, not a single one makes it to the back of the net.
It's good that Magnifico's still not struggling. I really thought Dignitas was going to be able to put a lot more pressure. So Johnny Boy could absolutely be right. Magnifico really might just run away with this game 3, and the pressure might get to Dignitas this time around. They only won that one based off a kickoff.
Well, we'll see how things evolve now. Tied up at a game apiece in the series. We've seen both games have been shutouts in either direction. Violent Panda now in his own corner. Keeps the ball high for himself, now out of boost. Demensa will take it away from him, lofted up. Yukio, happy to take the set. Now out of boost himself. Can he look for the flip reset? Has the threat, but Violent Panda crashes in. They go for just trying to muscle it through all the defenders. Atomic misses on the wall. Actually, probably called off by Demensa. Tries to make the shot, but the save comes through Dignitas. Still holding on. Now, what a flick. Atomic to follow it up over the top. Can he double tap it down? No, he hits the back wall. Demensa clears out the goalies. Is Greasy there? No, not willing to commit all 3 players deep in enemy territory. Brilliant setups from Magnifico, but just not quite enough to score.
It's a lot of misdirection from Magnifico on the approaches. Split-second decisions. Demensa almost misses one there. Yukio back post, and Greasy able to make the save. That's a tough one.
Atomic looking to connect with Demensa. Demensa will back down. I think he probably ran out of boost. Here's Greasy Meister now. Definitely a haphazard defensive stance. Violent Panda back post just has to jump and get it away. And now off the back wall, gets it back to midfield. But Atomic, excellent interception to get it between 2 players. But what a monstrous clear. Yukio back wall to back wall. And Demensa will be able to neutralize it. Putting it over the top of Jorius. Good touch.
Man, this midfield all series long. I mean, Magnifico is just outstanding in that midfield. They really don't let Dignitas get hardly anything through, at least uncontested, and it's a problem for them so far.
Players on the wall clearing each other out with 3 minutes left, still scoreless in game number 3. And a tie series. Momentum hanging in the balance for this game.
Love Demensa's play. He's just got such a great approach to all the challenges he's going for, and he's buying a lot of time and opportunity for success and possession for Magnifico. He's playing great.
Greasy Meister out of his own corner. Dignitas starting to gain field positioning here. Nice flick from Demensa. Greasy Meister up, now back down to the corner. Jorius, though, to wrap it. Atomic bounces it off of him twice there, but the touches from Violent Panda move the ball back to midfield, and now 1 player in the cherry pick for Dignitas. Yukio's going to try and get it to him. Jorius actually falling back now. Atomic will pick this one through the air. He has 1 player downfield trying to harass the defenders. Demensa, quick turnaround. Passing to himself twice. Greasy Meister now up, but not going to be able to get through Violent Panda. An excellent read, and Jorius to play through 1. Demensa quickly turning around on him. Back into the Magnifico corner. Greasy to look to connect with Demensa. They get it on target, but the defense will be there, and Violent Panda picks this one up. Back to midfield. Yukio. Nice beat, and Violent Panda now with an excellent position and half a tank of boost to work with. Can't get the ball to disconnect from the back wall, though. Jorius and Yukio a double commit in the midfield. Lucky for them, the rest of Magnifico pretty spaced out here, but they still might be able to turn this into a scoring opportunity. Comes back down to the corner. Violent Panda and Jorius will just try to keep this one up and away from the Magnifico players.
A lot of boost deals on that Dignitas corner as well. They are strapped for boost right now. That's a great trap from Violent Panda just to try and buy extra time, and the subsequent block there. They now have a little bit of time to get their feet under them and maybe repel. That is what has just been a brutal couple of minutes. Dementia just launching bomb after bomb at them out of the midfield.
Violent Panda across to Jorius. Jorius doesn't get airborne as he sees 2 players from Magnifico already in position. Yukio now down, challenged immediately by Greasy Meister, gets it away from him. And Demensa lofts. Jorius alone with the ball. Actually straight back to Demensa. 1 minute remaining, scoreless in game 3. Demensa will go for a bump on the goalie. Greasy can't quite get his bumper around to take a shot. Goes for the backboard play. Now Jorius. Control off the wall. Violent Panda up in the air, looking for the pinch to put it in. No, off the ground and then off the backboard. Greasy Meister now airborne. Pogo sticking over Yukio. Now Atomic over the last one. Violent Panda the last player back, and he'll have a lot of space. 2 players from the enemy team commit into the corner, but a bump on the goalie. Yukio loft and high. Greasy wasn't expecting that much of a touch, and now Atomic plays it towards Jorius. Looked for the dunk on him, but Jorius gets enough off to the side. With 23 seconds left, it's looking like golden goal here in game number 3 to take the lead and match point in the series.
Damaging here for Magnifico. They're kind of getting a little scrambly here, but Atomic might turn it all around.
He got them all. Just absolutely carries it on his hood. Past the last defender. 8 seconds left, and Magnifico's got the lead.
Nice little fake. Yukio in the one-on-one and just tries to cut it a little too early. Beautiful little double jump from Atomic to lift that one over the nose, and it's going to be a tough call here on kickoff for Dignitas.
Mensa pushes it through. 7 seconds left. Yukio pinches it off the sidewall, and it's into the enemy corner. Greasy Meister lofts. That burns so much time. Now Jorius back down. Atomic will clear it to an empty corner. Greasy should be able to trap this one down. Magnifico up 2-1 in the series, going on to match point.
Tough stuff. Like game 2 should have been Dignitas's, game 3 should have been Magnifico's, and this time they come through it. So well done. Dignitas squeaked one out in game 2, but you got more of the same here in game 3. I mean, Magnifico, it's just a smother in the midfield. No one's really able to get a touch. They're getting their boost stolen. They didn't even really have many bumps in this game. Like, Magnifico is just straight up winning the challenges in the midfield, and Dignitas has had little success in terms of gaining possession and holding onto the ball. And that's all you need to say about this game 3.
Yeah, it was very, very close. This has been a brilliant series so far. Definitely my favorite series of the day, and that was one of the most enjoyable 0-0 games I've watched. There's so much intentionality behind all these touches. It's very clear they're looking for each other. They're trying to find these passes. It's not just a how do I use this ball right now? How do I keep it away? Where 0-0 games really stall out is when the teams are more concerned with keeping the ball away from the other team than they are with trying to actively improve their own position. They're more worried about just keep the other team from doing so, and then the ball just kind of bounces around in the midfield. Here we really saw teams putting together plans, seeing each other, trying to pass it, getting intercepted, having to move back as the other team's moving forward. And, those are the sorts of games that even when there's not goals being scored, I enjoy watching them a lot.
Oh yeah, that was an excellent game and a well-deserved win for Magnifico. But if you're Dignitas, now's the time, because I feel like the adjustments are going to come through and they're going to figure it out. So you're out of lives to have time to make those adjustments, and you need to see it right here.
They have been finding them. But Magnifico has also shown a resilience and just a sincere, searing amount of pressure. They have let in shots every single game.
And in a large margin as well. I mean, Magnifico is unquestionably putting more shots on target. Here's one for Dignitas and off the wall and back the other way. Greasy down the middle.
Finds the opening. The demolition helped pave the way as well. That put one player up, one player off to the side. Greasy Meister recognizes, hey, free net, let's just take that one. Free ones, worth just as much as the fancy ones, and that's Magnifico with everything they need to win this series. They just got to burn 4 minutes and 28 seconds off the clock, which is a lot easier said than done.
Much easier indeed said than done. But Atomic for Demensa, Jorius, real nice touch there. And what did Dignitas have? What do you call those worm burners?
Yeah, the worm burn infield pass here, 137 kilometers per hour. Yukio straight onto Violent Panda's hood. Not a second recorrection touch there, just laser beam to the goal. That was brilliant. Tie game.
And Dignitas have had a couple of real quick transitions, but overall Magnifico's been getting the best of them and keeping a lot of those quick ones out of the net. That one combined a great pass with perfect placement and power on the shot. So Dignitas able to turn one around and keep it tight here.
Dignitas with an attempt. Violent Panda shot just a bit wide of the goal that was heavily defended, but I've seen him thread the needle before. Yukio wanted the challenge, but respecting positioning from Atomic. Backed off for the corner boost instead, and now we see the siege being set up again here. We'll see Violent Panda break out from it pretty early. Jorius airborne. Rocket straight up. Demensa going to try and take it away from him. Jorius manages to hold on to control for a bit until he gets back to the ground. Now Greasy Meister, 2 touches to put it in front of the box. That was a brilliant pass that nobody was ever going to read in a million years. Now Demensa back across. The ball moving laterally here. Dignitas having to spend a lot of boost just to try and get this ball into the blue, and then they get into the blue and their tanks are dry. We see Magnifico able to push right back out, but here a little bit of an extended stay. Atomic, nice loft over the top of Jorius. Violent Panda in his own corner, try and dribble it out. Now Greasy Meister back across. We'll see Dignitas get set up on defense.
Ooh, and Atomic with a little space too. Double tap. Yukio was in trouble. Demensa didn't think Atomic was going to get that chip though. But a free ball either way for Magnifico here. And Yukio quickly to close the gap. Much needed for Dignitas.
Vents into the corner of Violent Panda, just trying to keep pace with this ball. Plays it across the field to his teammate Yukio, but misses the play, as does the defender who was reading Yukio's positioning. Now Demensa still half a tank to work with as he comes down on top of Jorius. Kills it in front of him. Atomic is going to try and muscle it through. Does he have enough boost? Yukio's trying to read it. Atomic trying to get creative here. And Yukio's just enough in the way to stop it from materializing. Now Atomic onto the backboard. Demensa to try and drop the guillotine.
Imagine.
That would have been brutal.
That would have... Oof. That's a morale crusher if that one goes in the back.
That's the why was he there?
Yeah.
Like, go away. Here comes Greasy. He's going to use all of his boosts just to get one more touch on this. Tries to dunk it right in front of the goal. Jory's trapped on that post. That might actually kill a lot of his momentum, but he gets off of it pretty quickly. Now Demensa back down to Greasy. Excellent pass. Lofted back up into the air, though, and no one's going to really have much of anything to do with it. Yukio into the corner. Demensa falling back. Play it over the top of the front line offense, and now flicks it over the second line. Back to the third man. Jorius has rotated around. Now Jorius dribbles under one. Atomic up against two. Manages to get it through. It's all up to Yukio, who buys time for his team. 1:22 on the clock. Magnifico on match point here. A win in this game improves their score.
And I like Dignitas. They're definitely trying to get this ball under command, try and keep it close, force the challenges. It's a good approach, and it's something they desperately need considering the total amount of ball control they've had throughout the series. Now it's just a matter of can they execute. Beautiful pass, too far for Jorius.
55 seconds left. Winner of this match qualifies for the next weekend at 3-0. Yukio over to Jorius. 45 seconds left in a tie game. Greasy out to Atomic. Excellent pass. Violent Panda up on the read, but kind of gets Jorius on that one as well. They'll hold on to ball control and sort themselves out. Now Jorius comes in to try and trap it out of the air. Demensa into the corner. Yukio up to challenge him as Violent Panda rotates him behind. Atomic lurking in the midfield will now move in to try and take over, but doesn't get much of a bumper on it. And now Jorius off that wall back into the blue. Demensa will stop it and Greasy Meister will pop it. Down back into the orange we go. 15 seconds left. Demensa trying to control this one softly, but Yukio back out to Violent Panda. It's going to be onto the backboard, and Greasy Meister won't actually make much of a touch. Atomic will play it off the bounce. 5 seconds left.
Ooh.
Can Dignitas do it here on the buzzer? It's up high. Demensa will play it into an enemy, into no man's land. Jorius tries to get there in time, but we will have overtime in game 4. Magnifico score. Series is over.
And I really thought Dignitas had something put together there at the end, but that double commit off of what was a beautiful shooting angle has gone to waste. Jorius will tip it in off the kickoff. Again, Violent Panda able to facilitate success. It's a flip reset, forces Atomic off, and Demensa finally one step too far behind the play, and Jorius able to beat him with the ball, and 8 seconds in, they force game 5.
Yep, the newest addition to the roster scores the overtime winner to keep themselves alive, and now both teams match point down to game 5 is the only one that matters. The next 5 minutes will send a team into next week or to the next weekend for Europe here. Yeah, and at 3-0 as well. All about earning those points here to try and qualify for majors. The better your results are, the more points you're going to be earning. So both these teams happy to move in there. At this point, they have to be impressed already with their performances, though.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Magnifico, I'm not sure how much credence a lot of people would have given them, especially seeing a guy come out of retirement like Greasy. Obviously been around the block a long time, has a lot of experience, but you have some fairly unknown relative to the top end of the field people coming through in terms of Atomic and Demensa. Geez, I have their names in front of me and I can't think of what they are. And they perform just amazing. I mean, Atomics has had great speed. Demensa has been a challenge monster. The defense has been solid for Magnifico, and it's incredibly refreshing and just shows the advantage of a Swiss format like this, that there are teams like this out there that wouldn't normally get the opportunity to qualify throughout the rival series, or you wouldn't get to see very much of throughout the years if you didn't have a format like this for RLCS X. So Magnifico has so far been an absolute gem for me to watch.
Yeah, no, it's teams that are streaky really get an opportunity here to just rocket to the top. And hey, we're Rocket League, so, you know, works out. Math checks out here. As we get into game 5 on Champions Field, Greasy Meister's name hangs in the rafters here from Season 2 on Flipside Tactics. You want to see his one of the teammates that did it with him there, go check out twitch.tv/eLeagueTV. Watch Marky Duda now commentating. Jorius here, trying to play some defense. Atomic's got other ideas all by himself, working that one deep into the box. Yukio to get it away. Demensa couldn't get through Yukio. Atomic over the top of one. Can he get it around a second? He's out of boost now and has to fall back. So far, it's been Demensa and Atomic doing all the offensive work here. Greasy Meister happy to lurk in the midfield. Now lofts it for Atomic. Intercepted by Violent Panda. Here comes Greasy for the shot. Oh, what a save from Yukio. And a block from Jorius on the follow-up. The defense from Dignitas holding on strong, but they're still under pressure. Finally, getting some bumps onto Dignitas. And what a dunk there in the midfield. Now into the blue. Yukio, can he capitalize on this? Greasy Meister's just playing hot potato, popping the ball in the air over and over again. We won't see Dignitas after that wonderful stand really get much of a chance here. Jorius finally trying to push through too. No. This ball actually dangerous now, but there's no one there to take the shot. They needed to crash the box.
Violent Panda didn't think that they were all just going to flop off the back wall right there and just have the ball lazily roll across the goal. And he's like, well, okay, I guess if that's what happened. So unfortunate there for Dignitas. A bit of a miscue and misplay on defense, and Jorius a beautiful lift onto the offensive third.
Oh, he might get a shot here. Yukio gets blocked right at the goal line off the post. Atomic now back down up against Violent Panda. Went for the pre-jump. Violent Panda knew what was happening there and just keeps it on the ground. Now Dimensa trying to play it around Jorius. Greasy Meister back in the midfield. Atomic will have this one for free, but only for a moment. He's got to make his decisions quickly here, and Violent Panda will take it away from him before he can make a second touch. Violent Panda to the corner. Greasy Meister rotates back into goal, leaving space for his teammate Atomic. Atomic not able to touch it. Yukio getting around him. Now Jorius behind Violent Panda. Now here we go for Magnifico onto offense. Dementia, can he drop it down to Atomic? There's through two. Jorius is going to be the last man standing. He does not panic though. He keeps his wits about him, gets that ball back to midfield. Excellently needed buying of time for Dignitas.
Dignitas, absolutely. Oh, and that's not my favorite play from Violent Panda. Still turns it into a good pass, and one more. Atomic well and ready for that one.
They have the Magnifico defense on their back wheels. Violent Panda, though, can't get through Greasy Meister. Yukio now to one, now to two on the goal. Atomic blocks it. He's got Dimensa in this corner with him. They'll have crowded this presence, but Violent Panda able to use the high corner to bounce it back across the box. Yukio will try to keep this pressure on with 1:57 left to go. It's still scoreless. Does he get the goalie? No, he tried. Greasy Meister makes the save. Back into the middle. And here comes Dignitas once more. Oh, nice Atomic! What a play onto his back wall. If you can't stop them from taking the shot, just take the shot yourself and make it suck.
Game 5 has absolutely become a defensive showcase for both teams. The bump, and still Violent Panda evades it and makes the save. Yukio's made big saves. Violent Panda's made big saves. Greasy and Atomic have made big saves. Man, this Game 5 is the defensive show.
Just counterattack on counterattack. Some across the ground, some across the air. One if by land, two if by sea. Yukio makes another save. Greasy Meister up. And they're going to keep this pressure on for just a moment longer. For just a second, Violent Panda maybe gets this one past Dimensa, and they'll have a moment to breathe. 1:04. These guys still no goals, but you wouldn't know it by how intense this action's been. Final minute. Dimensa back to the wall. Jorius try and trap it. Dimensa holds onto it once more and gets it past Yukio. Violent Panda now just slowly working this ball more and more over while his team advances forward, but Dimensa an excellent touch to breach into the back of the orange. There's Dimensa once more, just trying to now work that exact same magic on the other end, trying to slowly give space to Magnifico. 30 seconds remaining, and at this point, next goal qualifies for the next weekend. 3-0.
It's so interesting how Dignitas, this is really the first game where I felt like they've spent a decent chunk of the game on offense, and even still Magnifico out shooting them with relative ease.
9 seconds left. Overtime gleaming on the horizon. Violent Panda keeps it on the wall. There's Greasy Meister demolished. The clock will expire. Jorius has got it dangerous, but they get up in time. Atomic will put it back into the no man's land. Violent Panda is not going to get there. Overtime, Game 5. Winner goes to the next weekend. Improves in the standings to 3-0.
And it will be a well-deserved win for whoever comes out on top. But I got to be honest, I'm changing my tune a little bit. I'm favoring Magnifico. I think they're playing too well.
Violent Panda down. I think you also underestimate the power of Dignitas in overtimes. Yukio past one. Atomic to the hopper corner. They get two out of it. Violent Panda, there's a block. Two players. They combine their powers and keep their net clean. Jorius not going to be able to get past the momentum of Dimensa, but Yukio will get it back to midfield. Greasy Meister to the corner. Violent Panda set up in net. The pinch goes from one to the other. And now Yukio trying to advance down, but he doesn't have any boost. Can't keep up with the ball. Dimensa off the ceiling, trying to finish the game in style. Now Atomic. Can he bait in one? No, it's Joreous to take it away.
He was trying to put that one in the top left corner, and they would have been completely unsavable. And Dignitas are fortunate that he did not just drill that in there, but here's a chance for Violent Panda. Slow shot, Dementia, weak touch, and Joreous can't finish.
He gets 2 saves and a clear. Dimensa making a statement here in Game 5. The first minute of overtime comes and goes. Magnifico still as hot as ever. Violent Panda, though, pass one. Greasy Meister flicks it backwards. Yukio puts it back over the box, and here goes Joreous, but Greasy Meister gets there first. Plays it off of Joreous and back into the orange. Dignitas working for it, trying as hard as they can to win this game. Keep on running into the defense of Magnifico.
And big takeaway there from Greasy Meister. Setting up Demensa one more time and skips down into the Dignitas corner, and everything will settle down for just a moment. Violent Panda needs a tip.
Over
Nice
one.
Touch.
Over
That's
two.
it.
That's the game. Joreous gets it past the last man. They cheated up maybe farther than most teams would in an overtime
He
here.
hesitated.
Oh, just a split second.
He
Just
didn't
a
think.
split.
You hate to see it.
So close, but Dignitas. I'm telling you, man, you play it, there is something different about Game 5 overtime in the RLCS. And there's few players who have done it as many times as Violent Panda has. His team here able to keep their wits about them and finish it off the way they have been year after year here. But things are not over for Magnifico. They'll change their standings, go to 2-1 at this point, and now they will be looking to get a second game. They have a few more opportunities here. They basically have to lose 2 more straight to not make it to the next weekend. Magnifico looking excellent today.
Wave, we tend to have a lot of really fun overtimes whenever we cast Dignitas games, so that was another one, and I think you're absolutely right. Maybe I did underestimate them a little bit. A little bit sad to see Magnifico come up with a loss there, but Demensa kind of hesitated in the midfield, and Joreous absolutely made him pay for it. So you're right, Dignitas will qualify as expected, and I'm looking forward to the next Magnifico game.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, like you said, whoever won this game, well qualified to make it to the next weekend. And I think that Magnifico is also still definitely one of those teams. So unless they have an absolute collapse here, we should see them later on. But folks, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the next match of this round. Stick around. You're watching RLCS X.